Today's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Behind every supportive moment and small win is a therapist who showed up and made a difference. With 12 plus years experience and the world's largest online network of qualified therapists, it's easy to match with the one that's right for you. See for yourself. Visit betterhelp.com/super for 10% off your first month. Could Draco have become Master of Death? Hey brother, y'all, let's talk everyone's favorite Hogwarts bully. The one, the only, his father will absolutely hear about this.
Malfoy. Draco Malfoy.
It goes without saying that Draco kicks off the series mostly using his family's enormous wealth to garner status and position. And even seems to almost have a Tom Riddle-like quality amongst his fellow Slytherins who see Draco as their ticket to power. He quickly recruits Crabbe and Goyle as his muscle, and despite many of his best jokes, Harry falling off his broom, fear of Dementors, Draco's own heroism, and being attacked by Buckbeak, you get the idea.
It's killed me. It's killed me.
It's not unreasonable to suggest that in comparison to Harry, his accolades are nearly laughable. But that doesn't mean Draco doesn't slowly start to have very real pressure placed squarely on his shoulders. I mean, being a member of Umbridge's little army, the Inquisitorial Squad, must have been quite the challenge, what with, nearly every single other student in the school in active revolt. Poor Draco, am I right? Not all heroes wear capes, No, bad example. Obviously, it's really year 6 when things get real for Draco. For the most part, up until this year, Draco's been able to, ride his family's name and power and sway. But this time, it's not Harry causing him strife. It's his father, Lucius's failure in collecting the prophecy, paired with Voldemort's iron fist method of ruling that results in Draco having a very real, very difficult task laid out before him. And that task will ignite a discussion that I believe is worth examining, because I dare say there is a scenario where Draco Malfoy could have undercut the torment of his master and maybe not only become a Dark Lord in his own right, but also beat Harry to one of his greatest triumphs and become Master of Death. It's hard, but sometimes you almost can muster the ability to feel bad for Draco. I mean, after all, he grew up knowing nothing more than that his family, totally rocked. They were wealthy and powerful, he had everything he ever wanted, and was likely destined to go to Hogwarts, where he'd become a total hotshot / Quidditch star. Maybe even befriend the kid who brought about the defeat of the Dark Lord. Heck, that kid might just be the next Dark Lord himself. Instead, Harry denies his friendship right away, gets sorted into the exact opposite house after asking the Hat not to put him in Draco's house, proves to be just as good, if not a better flyer, and defies all odds and makes the house team his first year, and it's kind of Draco's fault. And to cap it all off, Harry's not even the future Dark Lord, and if anything, actually goes on to defeat the capital T, the Dark Lord, and win the House Cup right from underneath Slytherin's stupid noses, or lack thereof, if you're the top guy. Yeah!
He doesn't have a nose joke.
That's a mama joke. As such, Harry gets to live out the life Draco always dreamed out for himself and hates him for it, and does his best every year to get Harry in some bad spots. But there is one moment where all might have changed and Draco's fate could have been very different. It's on the train ride during their 6th year when Harry dons his invisibility cloak to go spy on Draco in the Slytherin compartment. Where, unfortunately for Harry, Draco spies one of his shoes as it swings up into the racks, and upon arriving at Hogsmeade, he petrifies Harry, breaks his nose, and covers him with his own invisibility cloak so nobody will find him. Except for Tonks in the books or Luna in the movies 12 seconds later, so, good one, Draco. But every time I read this, I'm screaming at Draco in the book. Not because I'm mad at him, which, I am, but because he doesn't steal the invisibility cloak? Are you kidding me, man? You just give it right back to him? Do you not remember the exact mission you have to do this year? Do you not think such an object would be insanely helpful? Or, if nothing else, you could just deprive Harry of having this super useful tool that he has already 100% used against you. I mean, Draco, my buddy, my guy, like, sure, maybe you don't know this is a Deathly Hallow, but you are going to luck into / steal Polyjuice Potion from Slughorn in like 2 days and make Crabbe and Goyle resentfully stand guard for you as girls for the whole year. This is clearly something already you're plotting. Wouldn't having the cloak just be easier? The answer is yes, it absolutely would have, and why he doesn't take it is utterly beyond me. Especially because, like, what is the best case scenario here? Harry accidentally gets sent back to London and they just, like, send him back again because, 1, he's a student, and 2, because he's Harry freaking James Potter.
Okay, sorry.
It's just such a short-sighted plan. I'm like, this is your book for non-short-sighted plans, Draco. I mean, heck, if we're being super honest, he probably just should have killed Harry here, which is, a bit morbid and not what any of us want, but that would have worked. And you gotta think Voldemort would have been pretty cool with it, Actually, I say that, but honestly, I think Voldemort would probably, look that gift horse just straight in the mouth, but that's besides the point. And honestly, that could never happen because Draco is actually not a killer. He masters the impulse to follow orders and kill Dumbledore and instead lets Snape do it. You might even say he masters death. Ha! That's what the video's about. Look at that. Full circle. We did it. Over here. Follow me. Okay, you might not say Draco is a master of death, but if Draco had taken the cloak, he'd have been that much closer. And y'all, we're gonna pause right there to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Uncommon Goods. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna need the table for this. Hold.
No, hang on, I got you. I'm coming. Yep, not to worry. Yep, just, hey, don't mind me. Hey guys, how's it going? Be right back.
Now I gotta wait for Ben to bring in the thing. Haha! Behold the sand art. Oh, yeah, get ready for this, you guys. What? Boom. Oh, it's so mesmerizing. Wait, can I get the bubbles right? There it is. Boom, boom. Okay, y'all, the holidays sneak up quick. You cross that line from October into November, and then it's basically Christmas. And you know what? Shopping should not be stressful. This is a fun time of year, and it should be fun. And that's where Uncommon Goods comes in clutch with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts you can't find anywhere else. My current personal recommendation, Deep Sea Sand Art. Yeah. We got one of these for the office a little while ago for little Zen, and the whole, and I mean whole, entire team is mesmerized by it. There have literally been days where we summon everyone to come watch an excellent sand sploosh, like when the big cascade happens at the end. I have seen every single person here take their lunch, set up in front of the sand, and just watch. But I hear you, maybe you're like Anakin Skywalker. Maybe sand is not for you, but that's okay because Uncommon Goods has something for everyone. From moms and dads to kids and teens, from book lovers to history buffs and diehard football fans to foodies, mixologists, and avid gardeners, you will find thousands of new gift ideas that you won't find anywhere else, but you really don't need to go further than this, I'm telling you. Sometimes I like to give it a little like tap tap, give the sand a little encouragement. Oh, there it goes, there it goes. I got a couple extra streams over here. But also remember, many of their gifts are handcrafted with limited quantities, so shop early, have fun, and cross some names off your list today. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/supercarlin. That is uncommongoods.com/supercarlin for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we are all out of the ordinary. Link in the description down below. Now I'm just gonna get stuck here watching this. I think I'm supposed to be talking about Draco. And now I feel like maybe I was supposed to be talking about Draco or something. Now, how to become Master of the Invisibility Cloak is the one we get the least information about, as there just hasn't been that much drama about it. It's just stayed in the one family the whole time in a nice straight line. And yet, we do get a few rules about it, namely from Dumbledore in King's Cross. The cloak I took out of a vain curiosity, and so it could never have worked for me as it works for you, its true owner. always thought this was, slightly vague since, the power of the cloak is to make the wearer invisible, and we do see Ron and Hermione regularly use it rather successfully as well, which on the one hand could be because they're usually aiding Harry, aka the true master, whenever they're using it, and Dumbledore even points out that the true power of the cloak is to protect others. Either way, Dumbledore seems to be indicating that despite possessing the cloak, he was never master of the cloak, which raises the question. Would Draco have been master of the cloak if he stole it from Harry on the train? Because later on, when Harry steals Draco's wand, that's enough to make him master of the Elder Wand, apparently. Is it the same for the cloak? That's not even the right wand. It's like this happens here, and the Elder Wand over is like, oh, I changed masters.
It's mine.
Well, here's my argument, is that when Harry's using the cloak here, it is less in the spirit of the cloak. It's not to hide from danger or protect anyone else. It's to infiltrate and spy. And notice how it is this time that it fails him. So when Draco takes it from him here, I think, yes, it would constitute mastery. Of course, he then immediately uses it in a very petty way himself and loses it. But what if he took it and in that moment became master of the invisibility cloak? Because as we know happens later that same year, Draco is also going to become master of the Elder Wand. I mean, that's assuming that if he steals it, everything goes the same way. But for the sake of argument, let's say that's how it's going to go. And then he's just one away. The Resurrection Stone, which is closer at hand than you might think, pun intended. Because unbeknownst to all of us, the ring Horcrux was/is the Resurrection Stone, and it's just sitting there in Dumbledore's office, the very office of the man a newly cloaked Draco is trying to kill. And what an asset the cloak would be. Draco would no longer need to rely on Slughorn or Katie Bell to get objects up to Dumbledore's office. He could easily plant them there himself with little gift tags. How do you think Draco would sign that? Like, to Dumbledore, from Slugbutt. Cross it out. Slughorn. Please drink responsibly and quickly. This oak matured mead isn't getting any younger. P.S. I think maybe you should also share it with Harry James Potter. What a terrible, great kid. He deserves it. Granted, I think even Dumbledore would notice how suspicious that kind of note is, And
between you and me, that is saying something.
Which is to say, even if you left a more reasonable note, I don't think Dumbledore would be tricked. He's just too clever. But I can see Draco doing some snooping around the office and finding that very mysterious ring on the desk. I can see him wondering what's so special about it that Dumbledore is keeping a cracked ring right there. It's such a prominent spot. And I can see him stealing it. And then he would have 2 of the Deathly Hallows, despite not knowing about them at all. Or, well, actually, it's possible he does know about the Deathly Hallows. Like, do you think Narcissa read him bedtime stories when he was a kid? Like, where do you think she lands on the whole Twilight versus Midnight debate?
Midnight. Mum always said midnight.
Right.
Either way, Draco would not assume that these are the Deathly Hallows or even be aware that he had them. But if the rest of the year plays out the way it normally does, Draco would possess the stone and the cloak and be master of the Elder Wand. Huh? He would be master of death. Which means our new question is, does that make a difference to the story? Could Draco defeat Voldemort? Well, the main difference going forward would be just that he has the cloak. So when he goes back and finds his family is still being treated like hot garbage from Big V, he might actually have a way out now. And out, I think Narcissa, but maybe not Lucius, would be willing to take. But Dumbledore would have suggested that the Order could hide them. That idea would be in Draco's brain, and they absolutely could hide them. Narcissa's own sister, Andromeda, has already helped hide Harry. And with the aid of the cloak, they could absolutely escape undetected. That's using the cloak for its exact intended purpose. How ignotus of them, right? Right? Although, on that exact note, Voldemort would notice, like maybe not them leaving, they could get out, but he would notice that they were gone. And then Lucius is for sure dead. An act that I think would wholly and truly turn Draco and Narcissa against Voldemort. And while I'm sure Narcissa would be content just hiding, Draco would have the means to fight back with the cloak. But is he master of death yet? Just having them all make him master. So far, I would argue the ring is the problem. Yes on the cloak, yes on the Elder Wand. But in the wake of his father's death, I can imagine Draco mourning while in hiding, and he spies the ring. The ring he took from Dumbledore's office. Dumbledore, the man he was supposed to kill, but who seemed to be making more and more sense by the day. Draco grabs it, anxiously spinning it in his hands as he contemplates all the damage he's caused. When suddenly, "My son will hear about this." Those were my last words to him. I admit I meant them as more of a threat, and yet, here I stand before you, summoned like a servant. He killed me when you and your mother left. I should have come with you. I thought if I stayed, it would show him my loyalty and restore the Malfoy name to glory. But you, Draco, do you not see how powerful you have become? You can still make sure the name Malfoy contains a certain respect. Don't disappoint me, Draco. Yeah, thanks, Dad. And then probably Dobby comes in and like kicks him in the head or something because, you know, he'd be dead too by that point. And that's just fun.
Dobby only meant to maim or seriously injure.
The wizard family, Dobby serves her.
Either way, Draco knows what he must do. Under the cover of the cloak, he sneaks back into Malfoy Manor, his dark mark allowing him access. He waits until the mark burns again to ensure all the Death Eaters will be gathered in one place and no guards will be present. He sneaks into a meeting already in progress. Potter's latest escape is an embarrassment to everyone in this room, but it is of no concern. I have acquired a wand of tremendous power. We need only to lure him out of hiding one more time. But first, we have a visitor. Draco! Draco was not surprised to be discovered. He had let down his occlumency on purpose for this very reason. He whips off the cloak. Have you come to beg for forgiveness, Draco? No, you killed my father. Didn't even know his father. No, you killed my father. And he was perhaps more loyal to you than anyone at this table. Hisses rise from Bellatrix at Voldemort's side. I'm here to tell them that he would do to you what he did to my father without a second thought. Your loyalty counts for nothing. He controls you with fear, but I'm here to show you there's nothing to fear. Voldemort laughs. How very touching, Draco, but your timing could not be more perfect. I was just telling everyone of my new wand. Perhaps you would indulge everyone with a demonstration. Voldemort rises and draws the Elder Wand faster almost than Draco could react. Avada Kedavra! There was no time to think, only react. And Draco cast the first spell that came to his mind, the spell that had disarmed Dumbledore. Expelliarmus! The spells collided. The unblockable killing curse should have blasted straight through Draco's spell. And yet, unbeknownst to him or anyone else in the room or even Voldemort, when Draco disarmed Dumbledore, he had become master of the Elder Wand, and the powerful wand would not attack its master, and instead backfired upon Voldemort just as the disarming spell collided with him. Draco caught it. So wait, what, Draco kills Voldemort? Well, no. Like, the prophecy still has to prophecy, and one must die at the hand of the other. So, Harry will still be the one to land the final blow, but his job is now considerably easier. Like, what would actually happen here is what happened in Harry's bedroom as a baby. Voldemort loses his body and is reduced to spirit vapor form once more. He doesn't die because he still has several Horcruxes in play. The cup, the diadem, Nagini, and Harry himself. But all this would be happening while Harry's at Shell Cottage planning to steal the cup. And once he does, Bellatrix will still find out about it because it's still her vault. And then Voldemort will know about it because he's probably just still sticking nearby Bellatrix. I mean, that's absolutely... She didn't get to chase him down last time, but this time, you know, she's right there. And once Voldemort knows about the Horcruxes, he'll tip off Harry about the diadem, as usual. And then there's just the Nagini. And still Harry. I imagine Harry would probably be able to, like, talk to Snape and he could just like tell him the truth about what he has to do, and he'd be like, oh, but Voldemort's gone, but Nagini, and then he could like let that happen. Neville. So no, Draco doesn't finish off Voldemort, but as soon as the Horcruxes are gone, he will be defeated. He will be immediately sucked through the veil, if you will, and Draco would have definitely made Harry's path to victory significantly easier. Way more people survive. And there you go. That's what would happen if Draco stole the invisibility cloak. Maybe the way Harry comes back this time is that obviously Draco's way more on his side. He just returns the invisibility cloak to him. Boom. Remaster of that. He gives him the resurrection stone because he tells him what happened with his own dad, and he kind of knows that like Harry has to go face down Nagini here, and he's like, you probably need a better weapon. Boom. Hands him the wand as well. Then he summons his parents, fights Nagini, doesn't fight back. Oh, but Master of Death. So like, we're just spitballing here. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to leave a like on it if you haven't already, and subscribe so you don't miss any future What If Harry Potter action from us. If you want to see what would have happened if Harry had been sorted into Slytherin, you can check out this video right over here. But otherwise, Ben, until next time, I will see you in life.